It's Monday. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
No.
How are you?
Can't be singing like that. Then you just stamp it out with a good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Salama.
How was the weekend?
Good.
Did you behave yourself?
Yes.
How did you answer so fast? Wait, kidogo.
Because I did. How are you?
I'm okay.
Did you behave this weekend?
Of course I did.
Uh-huh.
I was reading and working.
Nice.
And yeah.
Vilena far.
My brain is, on overdrive.
Okay. It was cold, especially Saturday.
Ooh, Saturday did the business, that's for sure.
Saturday
It was very cold. Yeah. Well, just so that you know that you're in July.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the weather's going to be like for the next couple of weeks.
True.
So be wary.
Kabisa. Yeah.
New week, new things. It's
New
already
week, new
the
things.
13th of July.
Oh, 13th.
Yes.
Let's go bebaki to pick a kura pare karao.
Oh, wow. And also, I just wanted to let you know that the Strait of Hormuz has been closed indefinitely. And that we're likely going to see high fuel prices. And today happens to be the 13th of July.
Yeah.
Now, it would be disingenuous for prices to go higher than they are in Kenya at the moment, seeing as this Strait of Hormuz closure business only happened a couple of days ago. So nobody should come and tell us tomorrow that, the prices have increased today, the 14th of June, tomorrow, July, because of Strait of Hormuz being closed. No.
You did not buy fuel yesterday.
Shut up. Thank you, please.
Yes.
Nobody should come and tell us that.
Nah. We know you guys already ordered. Using the other prices. We know fuel is in the country, already in the pipes.
Yes.
Already in petrol stations.
Yes.
So, please.
Behave yourself.
Behave yourself.
Right.
Behave yourself. If anything, please also go mine. Turkana, we have fuel.
Oh, really?
Mine.
Wow.
Dangote, please, fast track construction.
Okay. Dennis says that's how he has woken up this morning.
Yes.
If he is fine. Joylene is doing something on the screen, looking at the screen suspiciously. And Marion, good morning. Sindo? Okay. Mutano's also here. Everybody's in it this morning. I just wanted to let you all know that Voke is not. Yeah. But let us see how the day will go.
Is Voke's arrival now based on Inshallah?
And vibes. And good vibes. Those ones cannot be left behind.
Okay.
Yes. A very good morning to everybody. Karibu Sana. This is the Situation Room. It's Monday the 13th of July. Where are you tuned in this morning? We want to hear where you're tuned in today. Thank you for getting into the Situation Room with us today. Always lovely to have you in the room. And even as we get into it, thank you. How was your weekend? Hope you got into it proper. Unfortunately, we saw quite a number of things over the weekend that we should not have.
True.
That somebody was shot. Why are we still doing that? That there was violence, that there were goons. Why are we still doing that? One of the things that the good lawyer Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi says is, you know what? If you have goons that are able to operate with such wanton abandon in different parts of the country, then you cannot be too far if you say that these are actually sponsored by the state.
Yep.
He said that time and time again, and I just looked at his ex-post yesterday when he continued to say that, and it's necessary for us to come to that realization. As we get into the conversation today, thank you for tuning in. These are some of the things that we'll be looking into. Want to tell you where you're tuned in from around the country. 102.5 in Kisumu, 87.9 in Mombasa, 90.9 in Nyeri. Oi, who is that? I'm doing something. 90.9 in Nyeri, and as we get into Nairobi, 94.4, of course, 96.0 in Nakuru, 96.7 in Eldoret, and 97.6 in Malindi. Good morning, everybody. Karibuni sana. And a good morning to our audience on KTN today. Thank you for being here. As we get into it, our live stream has disappeared. Amma, what are we doing? I was about to tell people that our live streams are up on YouTube, Facebook, and X. If you tell me if I'm lying. Okay, our live streams are actually up, and a very good morning to everybody as you get into things this morning. Always lovely to have you in the room, and thank you for being here with us today. All right, let me tell you what our conversations are going to look like as you get into it. We start at about 7 o'clock, at 7 o'clock, we'll start with the conversations around how we see things over the last couple of days, and it's not fun. I'm not very happy with what we saw yesterday, that people anyway, Game Plan 2027, Campaigns, Attacks and Negotiations. Stella Agara is the Governance and Security Analyst, and Javas Bigambo is a political strategist. They'll both join us at 7 o'clock for that conversation. Lessons from Ol Kalou. Evans Ogada is an advocate. What it means for Kenya's electoral future, coming in from Ol Kalou. I mean, everybody's landing in Ol Kalou like it's, the new kid on the block. I guess in this case it might be.
Yeah.
Questions that are being asked about then what does this mean then moving into the future, right?
I guess the difficult question for me is, do they really care about the people? Do they really care about the people? That today we are seeing GOK mattresses for the very first time. Oh my God.
Yeah, you didn't know that they existed.
I didn't know. But
do.
one asked the question, even as we have GOK mattresses, the parents who are being given the GOK mattresses, when you took your child to school, did you have to buy a mattress? So if there are GOK mattresses, you have GOK mattresses that can be given to one inch, then perhaps every student in the country should have GOK mattresses as they go to school. As an assurance of affordable, accessible, and quality education. It is an ecosystem, my friend.
Absolutely. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of, I think, is it today's not the last day of campaigns? I think it is.
Today, yeah.
Today's the last day of campaigns. You'll see drama. It's just going to continue.
Today.
So what we're being told. There's a gentleman, I believe an elderly gentleman, I think his name was James, who called us on Friday. And he said, you guys, you know what? I've lived in this country long enough. But then for us to understand that if this is evidence, or rather this is an indicator of what we are going to see going into the future, then we ought to be really worried. Yes, that's what he actually brought up. EVE, I was lying. I don't see that live stream. Maybe you can point me in its direction. But we'll see from you in just a minute how we can say hello to you. We'll talk. Let us know where you're tuned in from this morning and getting into the Situation Room. Dennis Aseto,
yes.
Call with you today. And let's get into it proper. I don't know where you're taking us this week.
Today, we are in a country that has sweet crude.
I thought you were going to say sweet banana.
No, sweet crude.
Sweet crude must be Libya.
You're smart. You're smart. So it is a country that is 1.76 million square kilometers and the fourth largest country in the continent. When you talk about Libya, you can't help but to remember what the country was before what it is today, where education was free, where healthcare was free, housing was almost next to nothing. The most expensive thing in Libya at the time when Muammar Gaddafi was there was water. Why? Because water is limited in the country because it's predominantly more of a desert. But you look at the geopolitics that took place during the time and what that did to Libya, it has never recovered even as we speak today. We talk about Strait of Hormuz being closed. Imagine you have a country that has sweet crude where if we all just put our heads together, perhaps we would be saying that we don't need anything that gets outside this continent.
Tunataka kuambiana ukweli.
Tuambiana ukweli.
The truth of the matter is that because of the kind of because of the kind of crude that Libya has, that the refinery process is shorter. Because it is sweet and smooth, you don't have to refine it as much as you would the other kinds. And this is the most sought after crude in the world. Now, if you control the crude, you control so many things. And they called Gaddafi a strong man for so long. But truth of the matter is that he did not yield to them wanting to control. And so they took him out. And that's why Libya is no longer where it was. Look at a country whereby there was free education until university. And even at the university level, it was highly subsidized by government. Look at where they actually had an affordable housing program, where they had health.
Working affordable housing.
Yes.
Working healthcare. Working education system.
Kama tunaanza wiki tukiambiana ukweli.
Ni vizuri.
They took him out because he was a model for how it can actually work and work well in Africa. Plus, they had the resources which they wanted to control.
And he was that model that Africa needs to look at. Because remember, one thing he was saying is that we need to have that united Africa, United States of Africa, right? And also pushed for the African currency to be backed by gold. What that would have meant is that Africa would be having the strongest currency in the world today. So just down the memory lane. But let's go to the proverb that we get from the people of Libya. Now, utapenda. Utapenda sana.
Okay.
If you have me, you want to share me. If you share me, you don't have me.
Oi. Okay.
If you have me, you want to share me. If you share me, you don't have me.
My brain is not on. Somebody forgot to put on the switch in my brain this morning. Yikes.
If you have love, you want to share love. Why? Because it brings peace. But if you have love and you want to share it with people who don't deserve it, then you don't have it.
Then you don't have it. I think about that famous saying that says, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it was yours. If it doesn't, it was never yours to begin with. Yeah, so I guess that you can share. If you have it, you share it. If you don't share it, if you have it and you don't share it, then you actually don't have it. Huh. I guess that's the way to look for it, because I guess one of the things about love is patient, it's kind, it's giving, and all of those things. Wow. That's a proverb where we can actually be on the softer side of things this morning, Mir thinks. Okay. Yes. I like. All right. A good way to start. The things that we see being doled out, are they from a place of, I mean, come on, we can talk about it being too soft or being too sensitive. But the truth of the matter is that, you know what? I just thought it dropped a couple of rungs yesterday. With the violence that we saw. You know how you can expect something, but then you don't really expect it. Rather, you expect something, but that you hope that it doesn't go that way. That's what I was hoping for over the weekend. Yeah. That even when there were these meetings and you said, okay, I expect that somebody's going to try and do something stupid. And that when you hear Raymond Omolo saying, no, don't go to church and make these statements, then I said, okay, these things are being said, but my hope is that nobody's stupid. But then guess what? They were stupid. People went to attack others in church. Idongo Kangata's driver is shot
at a rally that was peaceful.
Bows and arrows. I mean, come on. Are we in Sherwood Forest and Robin Hood?
Yeah, I was shocked that even people in Nyanza know how to hold bows and arrows.
Hey.
I thought you guys were spear, whatever.
As in,
I'm
you
like, what
say,
the hell?
Somebody.
And imagine, you know, Ndu. We live in a country where
Robin Hood, bow and arrow. Sherwood Forest, Nottingham Forest, bow and arrow. I mean, for God's sake.
And imagine those people walked with bows and arrows from their houses all the way to where they were.
In the street.
So one asks the question, you want to tell me that entire street? There was no police officer. There was no one to report that matter. They just showed up. Those people just fell. They just fell with paragliders. They just fell on that street that morning.
Man.
And you want to tell us that we are here to ensure that such things don't happen. Wanna go sit in the corner.
Come on, go and sit down, I beg. Because no, it was a very poor showing.
No.
And then we just chest thump and talk. Kaba. No. Yeah. Every day we come here and we say, we can do better. But then we just keep doing worse.
Yeah.
Come on. Maybe it's that day where we just call it out.
Let's call it out.
Yeah, and call it out and say, no, we can
Let's call it for what it is.
Because these people who went to go and collect bow and arrow and machete and all of those things, where did they get them from?
Yeah.
I keep saying, you know what? It's studied, actually. People have written books about it, that the business of conflict is not cheap. That somebody is putting their money and little bitsy mind behind this thing. That because see,
let me tell you, the person who's behind all this, let's just to call him for who he is. You are a loser, man.
No, for real.
You are a loser. Like, you don't even deserve to sit anywhere and have a conversation with anyone, because you clearly have nothing to offer other than violence.
How low have we sunk?
Yeah.
Whereby the best thing to do is then to be able to instill fear and cause anxiety and
because of
cause
elections.
Injurious harm because of an election.
Because of an election.
Where you might lose.
Yeah.
Even if you win, do you want that?
Do you want that
on your shoulders?
How do you go back and tell the very same people that you hired that we're finally bringing in security, yet you are the source of insecurity?
How do you sleep at night?
How do you sleep at night when someone has been shot, when someone is burying their loved ones?
Hapo ndo tunaanza leo asubuhi tena. But let's say hello to people. And I know that you're tuned in, and I know our live stream was doing a bit of a thing, but we're back on now. Karibuni Sana, thank you for being here. We'll start off with Robert Mbogo is tuning from Mombasa this morning. And Beatrice Omanwa says, good morning, watching from Dallas in Texas. Good morning to you, Beatrice. Eric Yoga says, good morning, SpiceFM. My heart is heavy here in Kisumu. It's turning to Haiti. Did you hear relief food was found in her father's residence? Her. Okay. Just Nature says, bonjour, Spicy family. Listening live from Westlands. You guys have a successful week. Asante Sana. We've seen the hashtag. Daniel Churro says, a disturbing weekend filled with the usual political shenanigans and violence. Many of us were here during the 0708 electoral chaos. Now it's far much worse if nothing is done soon to stop this madness. And I'm right. I don't care. Call me sensationalist. But if it's okay for people to be wielding these crude weapons in the street on a Sunday afternoon, it doesn't matter, any day of the week, but that you can do that with people just watching. No. You're already down the slippery slope, folks. Call it what you want. It's no big deal. It's a big deal.
Remember, there's a time when we sat here and we saw goons on the streets with batons, and we were like, you know what, that will be dealt with. What are we talking about today? People are arming themselves with spears, bows, and arrows.
Bow and arrow.
You know, if you look at the trajectory, we were from people carrying stones. Then they graduated to batons. Now they're having bows, arrows, and spears. What exactly are we doing? Are we just sitting here and looking at things getting worse, and we're here saying,
no big deal, it's okay, it was just one day. Nope. And what are we saying here? I'm going to say it very clearly. You have security agencies who are tasked with the responsibility of making sure something like this does not happen or arresting the situation when it does. And they are standing by like people who've gone to the beach. Nope. I don't care who it was or who instigated it. Do something about it. But we're allowing it.
OCPD, OCS Kisumu, man, you guys need not to be in office. This is not a situation where anyone is transferred. Individuals who bear the responsibility, including the county commanders, because they're in charge of security in these regions, they need to give us answers as to why that happened in their locals and not just in Kisumu. Let's go to Olkalau. What happened in Malava? These are individuals who should be interdicted today because they failed at their duties. We need to call a spade a spade.
Very simply so. Okay. So a very good morning to you, G. Kenyon. In the beginning, good morning from Nairobi. Very good morning to you. Dr. Venvik is also tuned in and says, good morning, my people. Good morning to you. Mashari and Jero is tuned in from Portland in Oregon and say Kenya is goon land of Africa. That's what it looks like. Isakale says Kenyan politics this weekend had everything: roadblocks, rallies, alliances, denials of alliances, and politicians condemning the chaos. Seem like family WhatsApp group after inheritance is mentioned. Rose Grace says, good morning, Nduana Seto. Where is this country, Kenya, headed to? Germany, very sad. Blessed week ahead. It is sad. And we call it out as it is. We're going to keep saying, come on, you cannot deal like this. And since we have the opportunity to talk, heck, then let's talk. Next, Nalika says, good morning, Nduana Seto. Indeed, you have made made me a morning person. Keep informing the nation. Asante Sana. Oh, we love all the good morning people. Nyandika says, how come your audio on any radio streaming app is this horrible? How horrible? Are you hearing us? It must not be that horrible then. Wanda says, good morning, Nduana Seto from Toronto. Good morning. Aseto, your blazer is fire. You look too smart. I have a quick question. Do you believe that power activity reduces one's morals over time? Thinking of Lindsey Graham. I don't know. It really depends how you get in. How you get in is how you're going to operate and how you're going to get out. It depends on your mindset, really, and why you were there in the first place.
It depends with the original push
what
as
was
to
your
why
intention?
you wanted to get there. If
the
intention was to just be one mistake, then that's exactly who you're going to be. Yeah, because we've seen good leaders out here.
There are good leaders, and I think that's the thing that we can't do, that we can't blanket everybody and say that all of you are one mess. That there are people who are good. Unfortunately, it just takes one bad apple to spoil the bunch. Unfortunately. All right, a very good morning to you. Tuned in this morning is Mutuflani. Happy New Week to the Princess Sir Sharap and the squad. Watching from Gunistania. Hey, you guys, when you were making noise here, All Saints Cathedral, CBD, closing down businesses, you didn't remember that those goons now in the whole thing were doing push-ups. Now is when they're performing for the audience. They're now performing properly for the gallery, but it doesn't look good at all. So Bernard Ogamba says, Ogamba Onyangondi is tuned in from Nairobi. Aseto.
Yes.
That is more a riddle than a proverb. I expected you to end with who am I, who I am.
Mm-mm.
Okay, it's a proverb actually, if you think about it. John Murray says, don't call them goons, they're terrorists, they're criminals. I agree.
Yes.
Goons is kind of like the guy on the side of the area boys. It's okay, they too they're criminals.
Mm-hmm.
They're criminals, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Eric O'Rourke says, good morning, guys. Good morning to you. Drift Session is tuned in. It says, good morning, Nduana Seto. We are in the pits. In the video, the Standard headlines is taken from, you can see a young man brandishing a machete against the tarmac. I saw that in 2007.
I saw that.
Very scary. Yes, you did. Drawing on the tarmac with a machete.
Yes.
Anybody who crosses this line, we deal with you.
Let me tell you, Ndu. In Eldoret during the 2007-2008 post-election violence in the supermarkets in Eldoret, guess what was being bought in masses? Machetes. What were they going to do with them? Because I remember at the time when my father and I went to a supermarket in town, and there was even a poster. We are not selling two things, batons and pangas. During that time.
Oh.
Yet this is what we're seeing here today.
Oh my God. Yikes. Okay. All right. Peter Chiari says, good morning. The real luxury of life is time, peaceful mornings, and the freedom to choose how you spend your days. Indeed, it is. Mutuflani is saying, Luos with bows and arrows, hata mimi nilishuaga kisogo.
Exactly, because they don't move like that. They don't move like that.
Hey, Connect says, good morning, Nduan Deno, watching from Masalani. Where is that? Interested to know where that is. Nashon Gogi says, good morning, Ndran Dennis. We've been failed as a country from the top appointing authority. We need names and arrests of the politicians. We are tired of the investigation stories all the time. Yeah, me too. Oh, we're investigating, we're looking into it. Blah, blah, blah.
We never finished investigating Oko's situation.
Till tomorrow.
But now we don't want investigations, we want arrests.
No. They were on TV. You saw their faces.
Yeah.
You can tell who they are.
Exactly.
And I keep saying that. You see, people say, what do you want the security officers to do? I want them to do what they did when here in Mkuru kwa Jenga, when bodies were found in Quarry, within 24 hours, a young man had been arrested and they found 43 SIM cards with I don't know how many phones in his house. They found that really quickly. That is what do you want me to? That is what I want you to do, especially since these individuals whose faces were on camera
during the day.
If we saw them, you did too.
Thank you.
And you have the intelligence, we do not. So stop it. When we say what do you want them to do, your job.
If we could find people who killed a member of parliament Ongondowere, we can find individuals. Remember, he was killed at night. We were able to piece up that story. These individuals where you have the footage with you. What else do you want?
We have to ask. Jimmy Monuthi says, good morning. It's been a cold weekend. Police, goons, police, church. I cry for my country. We are tithering on a dangerous road. Christine Wasonga says, good morning, Ndu and Aseto, tuned in from Chicago. Good morning to you. How cowardly have we become? How weak have we become that a few terrorists have decided our fate? How spineless? These are the questions that John Moravi is asking. Joe Magai is tuned in from Washington and says, Jamboni, goonism is a problem of a goonified legislator and other arms of the government. Can we have a law barring carrying guns and crude weapons in public gatherings? Nyakundi Emmanuel is asking, Ndu and Aseto, which good morning are we talking about? Goons everywhere. And statement from police covering this. We went to Haiti for benchmarking. Yani, you guys are waiting to greet each other. Isaac Ale and Mutuflani. Rascador says, good morning, my people. What we saw yesterday in Kisumu and Nyahururu was total nonsense. Mr. Rudo, are you around, sir, and watching this? Nisawa too. Tim Smuge says, good morning, SpiceFM. Sifuna, Orengo, Omolo, Gashagwa, police and goons happenings in Kenya. That's what it looks like. Paul Olaka says, good morning and tuned in. Do we still have a country? I remember the question in 2022. In whose hands are we safe? Christina says, good morning. Good morning to you. Stephen Nganga says, good morning. The opposite of goon is? Good question. Gekota says, good morning, my people. Princess Ndu, Dennis, and EVE. Something must be wrong with you when you're given a handout to harm your fellow countrymen. Shame on you. Watching from Miami in Florida. They were also brandishing machetes on the tarmac during the Rwandese genocide. That is true. Rwandan genocide, I beg your pardon. Michael Olande says good morning, and Isaiah is tuned in. Aseto, you are being wasted in the Standard Group. Quit, please. Isaiah, what we need you to do is leave the chat, and we'll make sure that you do that. I'm not messing with anybody this morning.
Yeah.
And we're going to stop that. EVE, we're going to stop it this morning. All right? Osena Emily says good morning. Ruto said he would be here for the next 30 years. He's working towards that with terrorists. Good morning. Eric Moy says good morning. 2024, we did protest. They called us criminals, but now goons with pangas, arrows. You will hear someone saying that they were going hunting. You guys we're going to have conversations.
Isaiah, you need to take a chill pill, man. Take some coffee, some tea. If you need some, come. I'm going to offer.
Let's take a look into the headlines this morning. We'll start on Kenya's bold newspaper, The Standard. Madness of a nation. Couldn't agree more. The country is teetering on the edge as goons take over the streets. Political violence is becoming the new normal, with armed gangs attacking opposition leaders and disrupting their meetings. Those charged with safeguarding the nation's security, Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen and PS Raymond Omolo, stand accused of critics of allowing politics to overshadow their constitutional duty to protect life and property. President William Ruto has remained conspicuously silent. Unless decisive action is taken, the country risks a complete breakdown of law and order. If you thought we were joking about the bows and arrows, there they are on the front page of The Standard. These are people. Did they just wake up? Who are they going to attack? Did they just decide that they were going to go into this church where there were certain people who had come to attend a church service where they did a fundraiser? The driver of Murang'a Governor Irungu Kangata is the person in the inset there. He was shot yesterday. There are goons inside church. Vehicles have been destroyed. I mean, it is becoming the new normal. It's becoming the new normal, and we're sitting and watching this thing spiral out of control.
Do you realize that conversations people are having, as just a by the way, is that goons has become a common thing in our communities today? That we no longer feel afraid talking about what it is we see. That at any political rally, you expect goons to be there. At any demos or protests, you expect goons to be there. It has become a common thing to us.
That this is normal, or that it's being normalized, is a very scary place to be, Aseto. I don't think we...
I don't...
When you see a state in conflict, you don't want to get there, because the absence of peace is a very terrible place to be in. The fact alone that these individuals who were out yesterday, having been paid by whom in whatever way, shape or form, went home and slept in their beds last night is an indicator to you that the laxity with which this security issue is going to be dealt with is a very worrisome place to be in.
Did you see these people march on this street?
I did now. That's what I'm telling you. It was drama.
These people are many. But then again,
for how much?
And for how much?
How much does it even matter? Even if it was 1 million shillings, how much was it enough for you to come and say, I'm going to cause harm to somebody else to fulfill a particular agenda?
You know, I'm asking today Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen and PS Raymond Omolo and all security agencies in Kisumu County or even in Nyahururu where Irungu Kangata was being attacked. One asked the question, Ndu, where you know you have opposition leaders in a church and you expect crowds to be there. Intelligence and common sense demands that you deploy security to protect individuals who are there. Because already you've seen you've seen how things have happened before where these individuals are. That there is no police officer, there is no deployment to safeguard property and protect life. Where were the police?
Right there.
Where were the police?
Dennis, they were right there. This is my problem. They were right there. Do you know, I would have maybe I would be less angered, or anybody would be less angered if they were far away and then you would say, okay, it took them a hot minute to get there, right? They were right there. So what?
You know, we're knocking on the doors of anarchy.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what you're doing.
We're going to continue with this because it's going to be part of our conversation at 7 o'clock. But if we look into the pages really quickly of the Standard today, price of survival, how cancer is driving families into poverty and debt. We spoke about this really briefly on Friday, but that's the case because it's very expensive. It's not just the person who gets ill, but it's because it's so expensive and the care and treatment is quite intensive that everybody gets involved in this.
Yeah.
Now, if you are, fetish in nature, you might be worried about the story on page 3.
Yep.
Invasive crows land in Nairobi. Crows, the birds,
Yeah.
those ones.
They call the Indian something.
These were actually ravens.
Yeah.
These black ones are ravens. The crow is the bird with the white chest.
Yes.
These ones, the ones that make noise, actually came on a ship many, many years ago, and they refused to go back. After decades confined to the coast, the destructive birds have been spotted around City Stadium in Nairobi. Conservationists warn swift action is needed before the invasive species establish breeding populations inland. Indian house crows spotted, well, that's another name for them.
Yeah.
Indian house crows spotted in Mombasa yesterday, but they've also been spotted in Nairobi. 1891, the Indian house crows introduced to Zanzibar as urban waste control. 1947, first recorded presence inside the port of Mombasa. 1980, spread south to Diani and north to Kilifi Creek. 2011, first major inland breach observed at Voi Town along the highway corridor. And in 2013, sightings confirmed in Makindu, indicating movement through Savo. They've been allowed to come up north, or west in this case, and it's not good. They've been allowed to come in west, and it's not a good thing. So conservationists are saying, deal with it now. Do you need to cull large flocks, or what do you need to do?
I need to take you back to 1891, where they were introduced in Zanzibar as urban waste control.
Yes.
Hapo kwa urban waste control. Then think about Nairobi and why they have found their way to Nairobi. Every day we keep on saying, please clean the city. Every day we keep on saying, there is something you can do with the waste in Nairobi, including what? Production of fertilizer and production of energy. But because people don't listen, because people sit in these high offices and think that they are protected, look at exactly what it is we're dealing with
So
today.
I'm hearing you saying that Nairobi is just trash.
It is not me. It is not me.
It's the birds.
The birds are telling you that. If you look at the story, there's a scientist who was actually making comments on this, and he was actually saying that these things have been spotted where waste is.
It's rife. True. I can't argue with that.
You get?
Yeah.
So it is not even me saying. The birds are telling you that Nairobi is a filthy city.
It's like that white bird of mine, Loco Loco Pango.
Loco Loco Pango.
When you see Loco Loco Pango, you know that it's going to rain.
Bas.
Now, when you see these ones, you know that it's dirty.
Capish?
Nature will always tell you a
They will
story.
always tell you something. Yes.
You are right, in fact.
So we go back to 1890. Now we are in 2020.
6.
Same problem.
Bas. Yeah. You're onto something there, that's for sure. Ukrainian database names 59 Kenyans killed in the Russian war. Hello? Okay. Are we just going to go over that? I'm going to say it again. Ukrainian database names 59 Kenyans killed in the Russian war. Okay.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, who is also Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary, you went all the way to Russia and you had conversations with the Kremlin.
Yes.
Question, what are the results? Kenyans who went there, what have you done to return them back home?
Nothing.
Ukrainians are telling us 59 Kenyans are dead. These people have their families, right? So we were talking about 59 families plus who are today, first, they don't know where their loved ones are because the bodies are not here. So
Do you, as a Mofa, know that 59 Kenyans are dead?
No.
You are in Western
No.
telling us about, I don't know, who cannot win an election.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just asking. Patients demand answers over expired ARVs, as they should. I mean, for crying out loud. But I have a question. You knew it was expired then, Uka? Anyway.
You know the way you go and you're given and you believe and trust that what you've been given is good. Okay, we've not yet gotten to a culture where you look at the expiry date.
Yeah.
Maybe you and I will look at that, right?
Yes.
But there are many who believe and trust that which they've been given from a hospital is good.
You would.
Now, we still have people in offices, despite giving Kenyans expired medicine. Even the Tuko.
Can you imagine?
And they're still procuring and still stocking.
No, somebody is waking up and going to that office today.
Today.
As per you have given people expired medication that is
Yes.
essentially supposed to sustain their life. But this is in circulation. When did we start reading this story? We started making fun about it 2 weeks ago. We were even making fun about it and I don't know what. But we're still, can you imagine? In what warped world are we still talking about that story 2 weeks later and somebody's still waking up and going to work?
Yeah.
Somebody still has the job that is supposed to vanguard this particular situation.
Guess what they're still doing? They're still
God.
procuring and they're still stocking the very same hospitals.
Please. Odor of distress. How pollution, climate stress are producing a foul smell in Lake Victoria. Doesn't get any better. Ruto succession. The Speaker of the Devil. Without ANC, Mudavadi faces tough choices. Really?
Face even tougher.
Protecting children online. Are social media regulations already falling behind? Yes. That's the answer to that story. That's an analysis on page 10 and 11 of the Standard. Joseph Lister Nyaringo is on the op-eds today. United Nations Charter should be amended to reflect global face. Okay, and that's what we're looking at today. In terms of some of the stories making headlines. Get yourself a copy of the Standard newspaper. And of course, into the sports pages. Norway rode out that lovely match. Row your boat.
You're rowing home.
They're rowing home. But I have to say, if you were going to give a team of the tournament, I would have to go to Norway, that's for sure. And of course, led by Erling Haaland. And if we're looking at other tournaments that took place, Wimbledon just came to a close with, of course, the women's championships was on Saturday. Yannick Sinner beat the German Zverev in 4 sets yesterday. 3 out of 4 they played for, and he was the Wimbledon champion. And of course, we're going to the semis of the World Cup into this week. Who will lift the trophy?
Yep.
That's what we're looking at. Over to you, sir.
Let's go to the Daily Nation real quick now. Moment of truth for Uhuru Ruto, 7 trillion shillings loans. Now, the Kenya Kwanza government has launched a fresh bid to hold proceedings in a landmark constitutional case challenging the legality of 6.95 trillion shillings in public debt, with Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi and Attorney General Dorcas Oduor filing fresh applications to stop hearing scheduled for October. That story has been elaborated in page 4. So it is a question that is being petitioners seek declaration that debt, including Eurobond loans, is illegal. You see what is being pushed by one Jimmy Wanjigi about Odia's debt? Hapo ndio tuko sasa. But the government is seemingly pushing to have that case not being listened or heard. Now, lobbies want Utumishi Girls barred from reopening Dome. Now, Melin Wetheran now says dormitory was partially destroyed by fire in which 16 students died. So they want that dormitory not to be opened. Now, Kim wins first round in a fight against closure. So that is the Kenya Institute of Management as well that is fighting against its closure. And round 1 of the battle, wameshinda. Sawa. Painful lessons on mixing politics with business. So that is wealthy business figures bankroll campaigns in anticipation of access to lucrative government contracts and tenders. And that is the image of Mary Wambui, the owner of Glee Hotel. And remember, she just lost position of Glee Hotel and now is under administration from Equity Bank. Now, moment of truth for Uhuru Ruto over 7 trillion shillings has been well elaborated on page 4. Now, Thwake Dam completion. Listen. Thwake Dam completion shelved again.
Please, if I talk now, they'll say my mouth is too big.
President Ruto promises to complete the project, which started over 10 years ago. He says it will be ready by April next year, in 6 months' time.
Stop it. It was supposed to be ready in April this year, May this year.
Yeah, so April next year. So just give it extra 11 months, eh? Yeah, Thwake Dam.
Why?
In 6 months' time. Now, the beta campaigns for all Kalau seat officially end today, so we see that. And the Linda Mwananchi gatherings attacked in Nyahururu, Kisumu. Nauliza swali. Nauliza kama mtu mwenye ni kama sielewi.
Okay.
We have 2 sides that are campaigning, right?
In all Kalau?
We have
like 10 candidates, boy.
We have 10 candidates, right? Let's go for the 3 horses or 4.
Okay.
Why is it that we only see violence when it is one side campaigning? When it is the other side, I don't want to mention which, everything seems to be flowing freely and smoothly. Who is funding these individuals who are coming in to disrupt what would be peaceful campaigns? It's a question that IEBC should ask and police should ask or must ask. And in that, you will get your sir. Goons will cost you the ballot, IEBC boss warns.
Who is he warning? Sorry.
That is your friend.
Why am I shouting?
Chairperson Erastus Ethicon says candidates found sponsoring political violence risks fines removal from the ballot.
Okay.
Samahani, mteja wa nambari uliyopiga hapatikani kwa sasa. Yeah, hapo ndio tuko. Hebu tuangalie tu style because mimi nitakasirika.
You're warning. Who are you warning?
Who are you warning?
You're still warning 2 days before. Stop it.
You're warning yet people are being shot with rubber bullets. You're warning.
Meanwhile, you talked about this. I just want to say a big shout out to the Kenya under-17 girls qualified for the FIFA World Cup. So that was definitely stellar performance against South Africa.
Against who?
South Africa.
Oh.
Sorry, South Africa.
Oh, it happened?
Yeah.
So now they're being ferried back home. Okay.
Why new Sacco bill has raised great interest. Wave of panic swept through Kenya's financial bedrock. The bill that we're talking about was whether perhaps the money that you've saved can actually be put into the infrastructure fund. So now that one, everybody's having problems. Violence rocks Linda Mwananchi event in Kisumu. That headline is interesting. Perhaps, that look at that whole crowd of people. I'm telling you that police were standing there. How are police dressed? Is this not a policeman? 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Standing with these individuals who are brandishing these weapons.
Let me say it in the people in Kisumu so that they can Achiel, Ario, Adek, Angwen, police officers. Koso.
Lost. So then you want to tell me what? They're looking at them or what? It's like let's take a picture. Kai, God, no. We're going to 7 o'clock. Ruto to Kalonzo. I won't abandon Ukambani, even if you can't join me. Okay. And board CEOs face exit as MPs push to abolish state agencies. How about MPs actually do their job? Dangote, you know who that is? Dangote has said that 2 trillion shillings Lamu refinery faces activist opposition. Okay, it's not him that has said, but his 2 trillion shilling Lamu refinery plan faces activist opposition.
Yeah, that was saying environmental.
Yeah, save the environment, koso. It's okay. That one would definitely be looked into for sure.
Don't worry.
They've already signed the paperwork. New US Ebola patient will not be treated in Kenya, just in case you were wondering. Yes. Atuna time bana. Anyway, there's a new American Ebola patient. Where are they? They're not in Nini?
DRC.
Good morning.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.